Hello and welcome. This video is part 3 of a three-part series regarding setting up work folders on a Windows server and then accessing that work folder from a remote connection. So in part 1 of the video, I've installed the services, the roles, features, and services required to set up the work folders. In part 2, I've created the IIS in IIS the self-signed certificate and added that certificate to the root certificate and did an export of the certificate, and I've stored that on the network. So the third and last part now is to connect that work folder to the desktop computer that I want to have access to the data that resides in the work folder. So this is pretty much a two-step process, which is first to add the root certificate that I exported from the server into the trusted root certificate on the remote computer, and then setting up the work folder so that the connection can be made between the remote computer or the desktop computer and the server. Now, the same process is required to add the trusted root certificate. So I'll go ahead and open the Microsoft Management Console, which is the MMC, and I will have to add. So up here, File, Add, Remove this snap in, and I'll choose Certificates, and I'll go to Add. Now, before I continue here, the one thing to note is that the account that you log in with when you're doing this step requires that the account is an administrator on the computer, or you'll have to run the MMC as the administrator. The reason is because the certificate in this part here requires that you check the computer account. You have to select computer account. If your account is not the administrator, or you're not running the MMC as the administrator, you will not have this option to add the computer account. You'll only have the option of adding the my user account. So we need to change this, okay, from the default my user account to computer account, and then go ahead and click on next, and then leave that as the default, which is local computer. Click on finish. So now we have our certificates in there, and click on OK. Now, to add the certificate, we'll just expand certificates here, and we have to go to the Trusted Root Certificates Authority and click on Certificate. Now you'll notice here that the self-signed certificate that was created on the server is not listed here. So we have to actually import that certificate that was exported. So go ahead and right click on the certificate, click on all tasks, and then click on import, and then it automatically selects it as a local machine. Then you click on next, and you look for the file name. So I've actually stored this in the net logon. So currently you can't see the file, and that is because you have to change the extension here to the bottom right. You have to click there and then click on all files, and now you could see the certificate here that I exported. Click on open, and it will now ask for the password that was used when this certificate was created. So you put the password in, and then you click on next. Now, if the password is incorrect, you will not be able to import the certificate. So just make sure that you remember the password that you entered when you exported the certificate. So you want to leave this as the default here to place the certificate in the following store, and click on next, and then it gives you the summary of what it will import, and then you click on finish, and then it says that this certificate was imported successfully. So now you can see here almost towards the bottom that the certificate has been imported. Now, if you don't do this step, when you try to enter the URL to access the work folder, it will actually give you an error message saying that it cannot find the certificate, or is not a trusted source, or something like that. If you choose not to do this step first, you can still go ahead and connect to the work folder and then come back and import the certificate. But it's just easier to import the certificate first, so you avoid getting that error when trying to access the work folders. So now that certificate has been added there. We can just minimize that and then go to the work folders. Now in order to access the work folders, you'll have to go to the control panel. So I have control panel already here. To access it, I'm just gonna actually go to the control panel home. So open control panel and you will see work folders. You click on that, and currently I don't have any work folders set up, so all I need to do is to click on setup work folders, and it'll ask for an email address, or the second option is enter a work folder URL instead. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the enter the work folder URL, and here's where I'll put in the HTTPS access, which is I've written it down here, so I need to just grab this and put it in here. So that's the link, right? HTTPS, the name of the server, and this has to be the FDQN, the fully qualified domain name that this server is known by, and click on next. That's also in the certificate that was created. So it's gonna go ahead and search now the this URL. It's gonna search the network to find this work folder. Okay, so it found the folder, the work folder that was configured. It tells you now that the work folder location will be stored here. So this is where all the files will actually be synced from, that is contained in the work folder. It will be now synced to this location on the local computer. Now here you can actually change this if you have another drive or area on the local computer that you would like to store the files, the offline files. You can click and change here to make that change. So I'll leave it as a default and click on next, and you'll have to accept the policies and click on setup work folders, and it's going to go ahead and set up the work folders. So that's all that's required. Now if to access the work folders, okay, so that's listed here. If you open up the Windows Explorer or the File Explorer, it will show you this entry here, work folder. So this was not here before. So now that the work folder is set up and working, I can actually click on my work folder, and I see one folder there in there that's called data. Now notice that the status of this work folder shows a symbol or icon that looks like a cloud. So that means that that folder is located on the cloud. And when everything is synced up, you will see that that symbol or icon there changes like to a green sync, hoping that it can probably finish in the next minute. And you will see that it will show the status that everything has been synced between the local computer and the remote computer. So this here concludes this three-part series of configuring work folders. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you think that I've left out anything, make a comment for the video. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching.